The only person here that's got accelerated energy right now and pointing fingers at people and acting disrespectful is you.
That's fine.
The only one.
Okay. I'm gonna.
So
you know
everyone
what?
else.
I'm gonna whisper. Your people
Uh-huh.
pushed me and grabbed me.
So I'm forced to ask the question, what exactly are we doing here? This is the story about a county executive in Texas who completely lost her mind, threw a public tantrum, and nuked her own VIP privileges over a $400 folding chair. Let me tell you the story about Judge Linda Hidalgo. Now, first of all, I need to clarify that for people who don't speak Texas. Despite the fact that she's called judge, she's not a courtroom judge. She is the Harris County executive. Think of her like the mayor, but for the county and with the title judge. It's a little weird. It's Texas. In any event, she runs the county budget. She's technically the landlord of the stadium in which this event was held. And apparently, she thought that meant she didn't have to follow the rules of the Houston Rodeo. For those of you who might live outside Texas, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is not just some cows in a field. It is one of the biggest events of the year. There are 35,000 volunteers alone, millions in scholarship. It's a massive institution. You don't just pick a fight with this rodeo. But on Tuesday night of the rodeo in 2026, Hidalgo showed up to a completely sold out Megan Morney concert. Now, she already had suite access, a perfectly nice, free, luxury suite. But she decided somehow the suite wasn't good enough. She wanted the dirt level seats, the VIP chutes right in front of the stage. The problem? While she had box access, she didn't have wristbands for dirt level access. So security told her no. They respectfully asked her to go back to her VIP suite. And instead of saying okay and walking back to her free luxury box like a normal person, she decided to start arguing with the bouncers. Always a good look.
You're not letting me get proof of the fact that they pushed me.
We are going to call this now. You're going to leave.
You're
going to leave.
He wants proof that you pushed me.
And nobody pushed you.
Yes, you did.
Blocking evidence. How cute. She's standing at a country music concert with VIP box tickets at the biggest rodeo anywhere, treating a guy in a windbreaker like he's tampering with a federal crime scene. So, of course, she pulls out her cell phone and she starts filming, leading to all these great audio clips we've been listening to. Then she goes to the press and claims she was physically shoved and threatened with arrest. She actually texted the rodeo chairman demanding the surveillance tape, and she texted him, "I was manhandled," and I believe that was a crime. Apparently, our county commissioner judge friend thought she caught a felony on a guy because a rodeo security guard wouldn't let her sneak into the pit. Now, let's put aside the fact that a bouncer can use physical force in order to ply his trade. If the bouncer asks you to leave and you don't, they can force you using reasonable force. But let's put that aside. In this case, at least, the rodeo called her bluff. They said, fine, let's come look at the tape. So she goes down to the stadium. She reviews the official security footage. And what is the verdict after demanding the tape?
They have some views of the shoot that show me, but they're not really. I mean, you can't really make things out because it's very dark and it's from a distance. Everyone's assuming it's just really grainy.
Really grainy, she says. Well, let me translate that for you. What it really means is the tape didn't show anything and I'm full of crap. She later went on social media and admitted the video doesn't appear to be relevant. Well, as a matter of fact, it is extremely relevant. It just doesn't show what you wish it did. To be quite honest, this is one spectacular collapse because the tape didn't lie. The tape just didn't show what she made up. There was no assault. There was no crime. She was just a lady who got mad. She got told no and decided to maximum Karen this. And the funniest part of this is who she brought with her into this argument. She pulled out a 2-page letter trying to use her guests as a shield. She claimed, and this is particularly rich, she was there with parents of a deceased military veteran, basically trying to make the rodeo look like monsters for turning away those who served our country. But the local news actually called the family, and the family said, yeah, We couldn't really hear what was going on. We just walked down to the dirt, grabbed our chairs, and suddenly we realized she wasn't there. She literally got herself kicked out of her own rodeo and left her gold star VIP guests wandering around confused and then tried to wrap herself in the flag. That is disgusting. Let's just keep it moving and look at this from first legal principles. A ticket is a license. It is permission to do a specific thing. In this case, to be in a specific place or not. It might be a little bit like going to a movie theater. You buy a ticket for a particular show that entitles you to go to that particular show, not necessarily go to every show in the movie theater that day. So Hidalgo had a license to be in general access areas. She had a license for her VIP suite, but legally, she was trespassing on the dirt because she didn't have permission to be there. If you don't have the wristband for the $425 restricted area and security politely tells you to leave, you don't get to start citing your elected office. And when they do enforce those rules, even if they use force to do so, it is not assault or battery. It is a bouncer doing their job. I don't know what else to tell you. This is the rule in every bar and any club. It's the same as the rodeo. It isn't really that complicated. But of course, the entitlement does get stupider because a subsequent public records request showed that she had already requested and received, get this, 21 free premium tickets to previous concerts that season. 21. At $425 a pop, nonetheless. That's nearly $9,000 in benefits or kickbacks or graft. It depends how you look at it, I guess. So she essentially shook down a charity for $9,000 in free VIP access and then threw a tantrum when they finally apparently cut her off. The rodeo confirmed it. They put out a statement saying that she is the only elected official to request and even demand those seats night after night. The only one. So what does she decide to do when the video doesn't back her up and the facts turn against her? Well, she does a classic. She tries to put out a shield. She puts out a statement saying the incident left her feeling, quote, unempowered as a woman. How cute. Me Too in rodeo form. She claimed, quote, constituents of color and women like me deserve to be physically safe and treated with dignity, on quote. Apparently, she claimed that she was targeted because she's Hispanic and she's a woman. Amazing. It never stops. The rodeo security guards who deal with 70,000 drunk people every single night did not form a conspiracy against the county executive for the hell of it. They didn't risk their jobs to systematically discriminate against the person who, after all, is technically the landlord of the stadium since she is the county commissioner. They didn't just want her personally sneaking into the VIP section that she didn't have access to. The rodeo CEO, for his part, literally put out a statement calling the accusation absolutely false and insulting. And I, for one, agree. If I get bounced out of a club because I decide not to pay the cover charge, it's not systematic bias. It might be because I'm cheap. In this case, the backlash was immediate. Texas State Senator Paul Bellancourt publicly called for a resignation over the bizarre behavior. And the rodeo did not back down. They formally voted to revoke her director status entirely and ban her from the rodeo. They took her gold badge. They took her parking pass. Banned from VIP. You love to see it. And the absolute cherry on top is what happened when a reporter finally asked her to try to reflect on this entire disaster the next day.
You think these are political attacks?
I would refer you to the letter. I was very clear on what happened. I would say comments that are not consistent with what I've said are twisting things.
Is there anything that you would have done differently in terms of how that was handled?
What was handled?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else you're going to be saying about it.
Yeah.
But
no.
So apparently she decides she was done talking about it. It wasn't that long before this interview was filmed that she was whispering into a phone, screaming about crimes, demanding security footage, and dropping that 2-page letter about being unempowered. But apparently once she got her badge revoked, I don't really think there's anything else we're going to be saying. Amazing. So a county commissioner style judge lost her case over a simple folding chair. But I'll leave it to you. Was getting that VIP parking pass revoked the ultimate Houston punishment or just embarrassment? And do you think this county commissioner should resign? Tell me where you think I'm wrong in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and do all that great YouTube stuff. Until next time, I've been Uncivil Law, and make sure to keep it uncivil out there. Cheers and goodbye.